Hi folks, before I lose the light completely, let me do another compass video. These compass videos are supposed to be really short and more of a sense of a check-in to just get a sense of what the energy of these days feel like, and to make sure that you don't feel like you're going crazy, because there's some sort of a correlation between the energies as I describe them and whatever it is that you're experiencing. So even though I make it sound like it was really urgent for me to do this video, for some reason I really did feel like I wanted to do this today. But we might be done in less than 5 minutes, and why not enjoy a short astrology video as opposed to one of these 15, 20 minute, 30 minute things. So here's the bottom line. As I mentioned in the last compass, the pace increases as you head towards the 8th of February and the Leo full moon. The moon is in Cancer. It entered Cancer about 6 or 7 hours ago, 5 or 6 hours ago. And if you're feeling like you have a lot of energy, sometimes when you go through the day and you have a task list, you do those tasks and you're happy to take a break, or you're happy to be distracted, you're happy to meditate, you're happy to listen to some music. The days as you head to the full moon may have a very different feeling or quality. You may feel like you have energy to burn, and not only energy to burn, the to-do list itself, and there might be a certain urgency to the amount or the things that need to be done that come from two areas. One, of course, is the fact that the moon is getting fuller and we have more energy and we are in execution mode, and the intensity is increasing and the pace is increasing, and there's just that much more that needs to get done. So if you're feeling like you're no longer in a place where there's equilibrium between managing your tasks and rest time between tasks, and you're both feeling a sense of intensity and urgency to get things done and checked off the list, and also if you do take a break, you find that you're too distracted and thinking about your work and your chores and want to keep coming back to it and get it done, just lean into that energy, accept it, don't question it. And if you have the motor to execute, dive in and execute. As I said, as you head towards Saturday, or rather February the 8th, or whenever the Leo full moon is, you might find that you're just raring to go and things have to get done. Some of this has to do with the fact that instinctively, I think, we know that Mercury is going to start slowing down starting next week as we head to a Mercury retrograde on February the 17th. So this is a week in which to really move forward and get things done and sort them out and take action. The second thing is that the moon is in Cancer before it heads to Leo, as it always does. And in the 28-day cycle, we had a new moon in Aquarius on January the 24th, I believe. And 14 days later, we have the Leo full moon, which is on February the 8th. And before we head to Leo, the moon is going to be in Cancer. And the last full moon was an eclipse on January the 10th, a rather intense eclipse on January the 10th. The second reason that you might be feeling intensity, the first was an expanding moon, is that as the moon goes through Cancer for the next couple of days, really till Friday afternoon Pacific time, you may find that you are revisiting things that came up during that rather intense eclipse. Now, as I've mentioned to you before, eclipses are not always negative, but there could be some sort of a thematic correlation between what these next 48 hours are going to feel like, or 36 hours are going to feel like, and whatever transpired during that eclipse. And one of the things that could be affecting your mood, your frame of mind, the intensity, the desire to get things done, the desire to lock things down, the desire to take action, may well be that the tasks that have all of a sudden come in front of you in an undeniable way echo back to that eclipse, and therefore have a kind of a, if I don't manage this, something eclipsy will happen quality. So the intensity we're feeling right now is both because the moon is expanding to a full moon, and so there's more to do, greater intensity, greater desire, and it's the flavor of the tasks. Things that came up around the January 10th full moon are back again. And it may seem that they're back again in kind of a final way, but they aren't really. The February 25th date, not February 25th, sorry. Actually, February 25th will be an interesting date as well when it comes to this kind of stuff. But more than that, we aren't done. We aren't done. Whenever June 20th, July 20th or thereabouts, August 20th. These are all dates when some of this stuff is going to come back for revisiting. However, the quality of the tasks, let's say that we had the January 10th full moon, and as I said in my video that I did after that, the picking up the pieces video, the intensity of that eclipse and the eclipse season kind of being done by January the 25th, 27th meant that we had been rocked enough, taken stock of things, and then started to focus on other things or other tasks, particularly tasks related to the sign of Aquarius, because we had a new moon in Aquarius on January the 24th, and so that took over. Well, with the moon going through Cancer, expanding before it heads into the full moon in Leo, stuff that came up around that Cancer eclipse has come up in such a way that you cannot ignore it. And so the intensity that you're feeling as you head towards Friday is both because we're just in that part of the lunar cycle, and the tasks are such that they may have an intensity, a discomfort, a feeling of needing to control and manage, doing due diligence. That's what's really coming up for me. Managing things so that they don't become out of control, or they don't blow up in our faces in some ways. You know, battening down the hatches. It's like you're on a boat and the boat is on a rocky ocean, and the ocean rocked a fair amount around January the 10th, and you're just like, I got all those messages and I know I need to take action, and bam, they're here. So not only do I need to deal with all those tasks that I had lined up that I would take care of in my normal course of events, but now all of a sudden I'm feeling an urgency with which I need to execute on tasks that are related to the sign of Cancer, and particularly that full moon in Cancer that occurred on January the 10th, with a feeling of executing and battening down the hatches and doing the due diligence and dotting the I's and crossing the T's and locking the doors and setting the burglar alarm and telling someone what they can and cannot do and putting our foot down and managing eclipsiness. Okay, so I hope that if you're feeling like all of a sudden you just have energy to burn and you're frustrated because you can't get everything done, and you're surprised that you don't even feel like taking a break and you just want to go, just lean into it, and maybe it's coming up for a reason. Maybe there are things that need to be taken care of. The beauty of taking a break might be to just get yourself off the both emotional and mental. You know, the Mercury right now has moved far away from the sun, so that things are also becoming a little clearer, and perhaps clearer in slightly uncomfortable ways given where Mercury is right now. So the intensity of getting things done, it's not a bad idea to try and find a bit of a break, however hard that might be. You might find that if you want to take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to just meditate or collect yourself before you execute, that you are way too distracted and way too antsy. That's a great word for how we might be feeling right now. But that break might help you really determine whatever it is that's the next thing on your list, and may make you more effective with your execution. I will leave it at that. If you found this useful, go ahead and you're welcome to like the video if you liked it. These kind of likes and leaving comments help the video get more circulation actually in YouTube. At least that's my understanding. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you know when I'm doing new videos. My email address is in the description area. You can contact me if you're interested in a personal reading to inquire about rates or want me to make any easy to read version of your chart. There is action and intensity in both the signs of Aquarius and the sign of Pisces also. So if you know where those are in your chart, that's important. And of course, as I said, Cancer, and then with the full moon in Leo on the 8th. So more on all of this to follow. I will leave it at that. Thanks.